Hey, I decided to speak out on the behalf of my best friend Darrin and his daughter Anaisja from Detroit. Darrin has been in the West Coast side since like '93, since we came out of Detroit together. And his daughter just recently graduated from high school in Detroit and recently turned 18, and she's been 18 for about a month now. And she wanted to step out on her own to go to college in California. The first thing that I want to say is that she has a mindset about um, s- situations dealing with concerns of homelessness. Well, the first thing that I want to say is that when we came out to California, we had a home to go to. We lived in Hollywood. That was our first home we lived in until the earthquake happened. And the earthquake is a natural disaster that's out of everyone's control. And our home was knocked out of the foundation of the earth during the earthquake, and we had no phone lines and things like that. And we had to deal with aftershocks and things like that, and the streets rolling up and down with tremors and things like that, things that are out of our control with natural disaster. And also, I wanted to say that I've been knowing Darrin since the ninth grade. Darrin and I have always lived together since we've been out here on the West Coast, whether it was in the Las Vegas area or in Nevada, or in California. And he's been in a home with me and my daughter, Kristen. And we've always had somewhere to go. And we had a lot of fun living together and things like that. And Anaisja is coming out from Detroit with plans to go to a place that's rural in California, which is no place that we've ever been, which is going toward Sacramento, called Rockland, California. It's a rural area I just found out about. And this area just now getting Lyft and Uber. That's how rural it is. So I've been with her on the phone for 2 days now, trying to get her not to go to that area. And I contacted Darrin many times by email, phone, leaving voicemails and everything like that, and text messages to alert him of his daughter coming out to California to go to school. And the one thing that I want to say is that I think that Anaisja has a different mindset because of what people may say to other people's children, which is, I think it's misleading in a lot of ways because, number one, I stepped out on my own from Detroit when I was 18 years old, and I moved out of Detroit on my own, and I moved to Grand Rapids, Michigan on my own. However, I did have a place to live. I did have a job, which was at J.C. Penney's, and also at the Hallmark as an assistant manager. And I also had college, which was Grand Rapids Junior College. And I also worked at a work-study program at college as well in the technical department of broadcasting. And then I also had my other side gig, which I worked in Grand Rapids Public Access Television as a local news anchor. So I had a lot of things that was lined up for me when I stepped out on my own at 18 years old. And also I had counselors at school that were able to help me with my career planning, with my future, or the things that I wanted to do with stepping out on my own as an adult at 18 years old, to some of you that's still being a teenager. However, I still had my own place. I still had a 2-bedroom apartment on the southeast side of Grand Rapids, which is Burke Street. And then I still had my own place again that I stayed at while I was doing my pregnancy with my daughter on the northeast side of Carrier Creek. So I feel that when people talk about what someone did or did not do, I don't think people tell the whole story, because my plans were all mapped out and taken care of. And I also had a hoopty as well. So, and I had a hoopty as well. So, I pretty much had everything together. I could take care of myself. I could drop my daughter off at the daycare as a single parent, so on and so forth, at my college. So all that was taken care of. I had financial aid and all that. In Anaisja's case, Anaisja is not as mature as I was at that age, because Anaisja is going to a rural area that just now getting Uber and Lyft. She doesn't know where she's going. She's never been to the college before. She doesn't know anything about the area. I called the school today and I asked them at the dormitory. She said she selected this place because they have dormitories. Well, in California, we still have mandates going on. Now they have monkeypox going on. And they also had the COVID that was going on that shut down everything. So I called the dormitory today and I asked them if Anaisja was approved to be in a dormitory or not. And so the lady said, well, that's not something that I can give you over the phone. I said, well, she's coming all the way from Michigan, and I do not want her coming all the way from Michigan to be at a location that she can't have any communication with anyone, because rural areas don't always have phone lines. That's mountain area. They might not really have any phone lines or phone signals for cell phones and so on and so forth. And not only that, but rural areas have a lot of animals out there too. They have boars, they have everything. You know, and I be having bad dreams about shit. And I realize now that Kristen, my daughter Kristen, and Darrin's daughter Favor, they look alike. So when I be having these nightmares and shit, I be like, damn, Kristen, what are you doing? Who you with? I had a dream of a girl being dragged by an animal by her leg. And I said that about my daughter recently. But I realized that must be Anaisja now, going somewhere woody. You know, so I'm trying to avoid this issue with her and everything, and tell her, look, you're doing things the wrong way. You're not ready to be on your own yet. You're not ready to be on your own because it has not been planned out the way it's supposed to go. She said she wanted to go to school for music. I said, well, you could do that in San Francisco. You need to be in the place where they have trains, buses, cabs, taxis, trolleys, everything. There are places that you need to be where you have life. That place up there has no life up there. There's nothing up there, as far as I'm concerned, you know. And since as a parent, and even if her mother or Darrin called as well, and they say that to them over the phone, that's not the place for your child to go to. If you can't tell me, oh, my child, you can look at the list and say, oh, my child has been accepted, or my child has come, or my child has enrolled, or my child dormitory is available, so on and so forth by phone, then that's not the place for her to go. You know, fuck all that traveling all the way to you, and then you're saying, you know, then it may not even be there. I said, well, what time do you close? She said 4 p.m. That's something that I was also telling her. They might close at 4 p.m. Buses might start running. But come to find out, that area doesn't even have buses. It only has Uber and Lyft. So, and it closes, she said the dormitory office closes at 4 p.m. So I've been going back and forth all day with Anaisja and arguing with her and trying to prevent her from going up to this place in California for this school that she wants to go to. And I told her, you're better off in San Francisco where you have trolleys, you have everything. You can go to City College in San Francisco and they have a great music production program. They have recording studios. They have recording studios just for women to record and be music producers in San Francisco. Or you need to come back down to Los Angeles County area and go to school and have multiple choices. And again, you still have a lot of trains, buses, transportation, hostels, whatever it may be. Because I know the psychology of a kid her age, as soon as because I told her you should take the Greyhound to Los Angeles, at least to Hollywood and Highland, because I know the psychology that once she gets off the bus, she's going to say, okay, there's hostels here, there are trains here, there are buses here, there are cabs here, there are stores here, there are stores and restaurants here that says, help wanted. You know, I know that she's going to see help wanted signs at clothing stores, at restaurants, so on and so forth. She'll see the bus 180 that will say going to Pasadena College. Well, she can even go and see about the Pasadena College. I told her that once you become a resident of California, it doesn't matter where you go, tuition is free. So wait a year anyway and just work. I told her you need to get a real estate license out here. You'd be better off getting a real estate license your first year and then going to school the next year. That's something that I'm trying to prevent her from doing, going to a place that no one knows where she's at. She's arguing with me on and on and on. And I'm like, look, when your father came out here to California, he had a backup. He had options. He had his relatives that lived in Compton. He was able to go to them and visit them. When your father was out here and he moved out of my place, he moved to Beverly Hills to his own place. And he worked at the grocery store. He worked at the movie theater. You're not in the same situation. You have nowhere to go. You have no car. And I let her know that she has no car. She has no transportation.